Hello, world.
And we are locked in. NFL Week 13 locked in picks. Dave the Wave, myself, Max Van Auken. How are you doing?
Cuzzo, I'm doing great. It's a great day to get locked in and set our NFL picks in. We took a brief intermission last week of Thanksgiving. Both of us are spending a lot of time with our families. Very thankful. But I'm thankful for the Locked In community. Download and subscribing to this podcast. Getting locked in for this week's NFL picks.
Couldn't agree more. So thankful for this. The momentum has been amazing. Guys, join the bandwagon. Locked In with two N's on all podcast platforms. Download and subscribe. And we're thankful for our sponsors. We have Pep-Boys. We have Magna Loops. We have Fit Meals. But I'm most thankful, Dave. My body's been incredible so far, Dave. I've been hitting the weight room like The Rock, like Kevin Hart. I'm made out of steel right now. I'm ready. I almost want to lose the bet with Mitchell Tremoley and Alex Nicholson just so I can get a KO in the first round. That's how I feel. I feel dangerous.
I agree. I can't wait. I want an amateur boxing match, but no, I will not give up. I want Mitchell Tremoley. I want Alex Nicholson. 2-on-2 basketball. I am locking in a W for us, because there's no way they can stop our three-point game.
Yeah, that's 100% locked in. Guys, if this is your first time listening, we do it every week. We missed Thanksgiving, so we apologize. Hope everyone had a safe and wonderful holiday. But we do our locked-in picks. Usually when Dave and I agree, we're like 80, 85% right. We do disagree on some games, but when we do agree, bet your money. Guys, this is the best. This is one of my favorite episodes of the week to always do, Dave. We do 100% locked in every week. Bet your 401k, your savings, your child's education, whatever you want to do. Our 100% locked in is pretty locked in. So, ready to begin?
I'm ready when you are. Start us off, Cuzzo.
Okay, I will start off the Saints versus the Cowboys. I am taking the best team in the NFL right now, the Saints, to defeat the Cowboys, even though I believe the Cowboys can win the division because of injuries, and we've talked about this off air, but the Saints with Drew Brees and this overall unit, a good O-line, this team ends the Cowboys' little streak.
Wow. I do agree. The Saints are the best team in the league. The Saints will win the NFC South. The Saints will win the NFC. The Saints will win the Super Bowl. But let's not get too far ahead of us. But I do want to – the Dallas Cowboys have what it can take to defeat the Saints.
Yes.
They have good pass rushers. They can get to Drew Brees. They have a great run game with Zeke. So they can play almost keep away from Brees. They can sack him. They can maybe force a fumble or an interception and then keep the ball with Zeke and Dak running. So they could beat them, but hey, the show's called Locked In. I'm locking my pick in. The Saints will win this football game.
Yeah, and what's interesting about the Cowboys is when they stick to the game plan, they know when they're limited. Like, they know where their areas of weakness are and their strengths. They're a stronger team when Dak doesn't have to go off script, when Ezekiel Elliott runs the ball. They're a running team. Amari Cooper's been awesome for the Cowboys. But, yeah, when Dak understands if he doesn't turn the ball over, if he doesn't ad-lib a little bit, if he doesn't go off script, they are a good, solid football team, but they are not the Saints. The Saints are a special team this year. Let's go to the Bears versus my Giants. Do you want the floor, or can I take it again?
Take it away, Cuzzo.
All right. Matt Nagy and Mitchell Trubisky have been on fire this season. They have a great defense. In an offensive-minded league, it's kind of rare to see a great defense, but the Bears have a good, solid defense. My Giants, I've told you, Dave, I am just off on them this year. It's whether I predict they're going to win, they lose. And when I predict they lose, they win. So, again, I'm going to try my best here. I'm betting against my Giants and taking the Chicago Bears.
100% solid pick. The Bears are riding. They have a good winning streak going. Coach Matt Nagy. I think Chase Daniel's going to start again. He had a nice win versus Detroit on Thanksgiving. So they're just going to play smarter. They're going to let the Giants make the mistakes. The Bears will win this football game.
Okay, now, Dave, you could take two in a row right here. Go with the Cardinals and the Packers, and then the Ravens and the Falcons.
Okay, well, let's go with it. Cardinals versus Packers. This is my 100% locked-in pick of the week. The Green Bay Packers at home. Aaron Rodgers, they are desperate for a win, and I think Arizona probably right now is the worst team in the NFL. So the Packers will definitely win this game.
Okay, I'm in agreement as well. There's two two games I'm really debating on which is my 100% locked in. This was obviously one of them. Aaron Rodgers. I think they're going to go on a win streak here, Dave. I think the Packers will go on a win streak. Whether their coaching stays or goes, we'll see. I think he leaves, but I'm in agreement. The Packers defeat the Cardinals.
All right, the next game, good. This is like a tricky game. Baltimore Ravens versus the Atlanta Falcons. Before the season, these were two teams that thought they were going to make playoff runs this year. Atlanta with a lot of injuries, especially on defense. They can't stop a nosebleed. They've had a disappointing year. And then Baltimore with the flip.
Yep.
Joe Flacco's hurt. They inserted Lamar Jackson, 2 straight wins in a row, running the ball like crazy. And I thought I was going to go with Baltimore, but Atlanta's at home. Lamar's won 2 straight games in a row. They got tape on him, and I know it's not a great defense. It's not a good defense. It's a bad defense in Atlanta. But Matt Ryan will score the ball. Atlanta, I think the Falcons are going to upset the Ravens. That's my pick.
Actually in agreement with you here, Dave, because that was my point. Lamar Jackson, we've been high on this all season. If you are too high, usually don't bet with them. If they're coming off a tough loss, keep your eye on them. Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback. He's unpredictable right now. He's entertaining. He's interesting, but he's not a consistent enough yet for me to bet against him over Matt Ryan, who's proven to be an MVP in this league. I'll take the better quarterback at home with the Falcons.
Very good.
49ers and the Seahawks, I guess I'll take this one. The Seahawks have been a strange team this year. They've at 6-5. I'm going to take Russell Wilson at home over the 49ers without Jimmy G. Not going to overthink it here. The Seahawks at home.
Hey, Max, is Russell Wilson, is he starting quarterback?
Yeah, he's actually pretty good.
Hey, Max, is Pete Carroll the coach of that game?
Yeah, he's proven to be a pretty good guy, too.
Okay, I got the Seahawks.
Exactly. This next game is a very good one. We have the Patriots at home, 8-3 against the Vikings, 6-4. At Foxborough, Dave, Tom Brady, Belichick. Who do you have?
This is a really good game. Maybe the game of the week, NFC versus an AFC team. You just said it. Foxborough, Brady, Belichick. I got the Patriots winning at home, but in a close game, 27-26.
Another agreement, guys. Like we've said, when we are in agreement, we're like 80-85% correct, so this is a good sign so far. I have Tom Brady at home. Dave, like what you just said, when you go list by list, you have the coaching. You have the quarterback. You have the experience. You have the efficiency, the dependability. I'm going with the Patriots at home. Now, this is a good one because I know you like the Chargers and the Saints beginning this season. I had the Steelers going to the Super Bowl before the season. So we have a tough game between the Steelers and the Chargers. I guess I'll take the floor on this one. Both teams are proven to be legitimate Super Bowl contenders this year. And I can see it going either way, but I'll take the Steelers at home, especially with the recent play. Big Ben at home. They're an emotional team, so emotional teams will be better at home than they will be on the road. So I'll take Steelers. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. They don't underestimate the Chargers. I'll take Big Ben at home.
Wow, that is the game of the week. This is the Sunday night football game. This is the highlight of the week, Sunday night. AFC team. Both teams are guaranteed to make the playoffs. 2 explosive quarterbacks, 2 great wide receiving cores. This will have points all over the place. Yeah, Steelers are at home. I'm going to go with Steelers, too. They just lost, so they're a little bit more hungry. And I think they know. Pittsburgh knows they need a home field advantage game if it is versus the Patriots or if it's against this Chargers team in the second round of the AFC playoffs. So this game, in a weird way, means more to Pittsburgh. They got to stay home. They got to keep this home field advantage. Pittsburgh wins. Explosive game. Let's go 38-31 Steelers.
Yeah, they're always in a shootout, Dave. The Steelers are always entertaining. Let's just take this moment real quick, guys. I want to thank you to Pep-Boys. Off International, Richie from Pep-Boys will give you the best deal for any auto repair you need, whether it's AC, whether it's tires, your engine, check your oil, anything you need. Richie from Pep-Boys. Just say you heard the Locked In podcast with Max and Dave, and he'll take care of you. He has the best deals. Check him out, Richie from Pep-Boys. And another quick shout-out I wanted to say is Fight Bananas. So what is Fight Bananas? FightBananas.com is a website. Dave and I are partners up with some people, great people at fightbananas.com with the best MMA news, topical news, and we put out some really great posts, Dave, on Facebook, on Instagram, Fight Bananas. Do you want to do the song this time?
Oh no, this is your plug. You're the singer, the leader of the Locked In podcast, so sing away.
BANANAS, Fight Bananas. So make sure if you're an MMA fan, check it out. Dave and I, that's our MMA exclusive content. The Locked In podcast does NFL, it does NBA, it does MMA, but Fight Bananas is exclusive MMA combat world news. All right.
And one thing with Richie, Max, he loves talking about those Oakland Raiders. So definitely when you go into Pep-Boys, get your car fixed, get the AC just right, and then say, hey, Richie, how about the Raiders? He loves that.
Exactly. He may not love it right now, but he will. All right, Dave, we have your Bills against the Dolphins at home. Who you got?
Quick question, though. There was a guy in Jacksonville. His name is Jalen Ramsey. Great player, great corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Before the season, before the game, during the game, he said Josh Allen, the quarterback, the rookie quarterback for the Bills, was trash.
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey, how trash is he now? You're officially locked out. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
Wait. So he's been added to the locked out list of David Van Auken. That includes LeVar Ball, that includes Grayson Allen, and now Jalen Ramsey.
He's officially on it. Talking trash about a trash player, then that guy smoked you for a 75-yard touchdown and ran all over you. Buffalo beat Jacksonville last week. Are you kidding me? Jacksonville, you're horrible, horrendous, despicable.
Wow. It was a great movie, Despicable Me. But, Dave, you and I have been on this. We said the Jaguars weren't going to have that great of a season this year. We believed in Andrew Luck and the Colts, and that's both coming to fruition. How long have I been saying this when it comes to a quarterback, Dave? I know I digress a little bit, but you have to have a quarterback in an offensive-minded league. I've never been a Blake Bortles guy, ever. No matter how great your defense is, you have to have a sustainable quarterback, and I don't think he is. I think he's proven that he's not. We're both right on that. So can we just get credit for a second?
Absolutely. The AFC South, we nailed it. We both like the Texans and Deshaun Watson to win the division. Looks like it's heading that way. We both like Andrew Luck coming back and the Colts being a borderline playoff team. It's looking that way. I think we both thought the Tennessee Titans are who the Tennessee Titans are.
Yep.
7, 8, 9 wins. A good team. They could beat good teams, but they could lose to bad teams. And we both didn't like Jacksonville. I threw out the 4 wins to Jacksonville, and I was made fun of on Twitter. They're right now 3 wins. I could be high on them. Jacksonville was awful. I knew it going into the season. Blake Bortles is that guy, Max. He needs everything. He needs everything to go his way. When you go on a family vacation, you need the Uber car to pick you up right. Then you need no delays in the airport. Then you need a good lunch before you get on the plane. But that's not how life goes. Stuff gets late. Sometimes you get a bad meal at Moe's once in a while. Blake Bortles needs a perfect pocket, offensive line, healthy running back, wide receivers to catch the ball. And when stuff doesn't go his way, he's a failure. Jacksonville needs to move on off of Blake Bortles. And all right, we're getting back on track. Buffalo, Miami. I love Buffalo. That's my team. Josh Allen gaining momentum. But I like the Dolphins at home. This is a big rival game. Dolphins played really good last week against the Colts and Andrew Luck. Miami's not out of the playoff race just yet. I got the Dolphins beating the Bills.
In agreement again. Like you said, at home. I do like Josh Allen, Dave, for the Bills, so you do have a sense of direction, but I do like the Dolphins better this season. Not saying they're a terrific team by any means, but they are the favorite, and I am taking the favorite at home, the Dolphins in Miami. The Broncos and the Bengals. The Bengals are at home. I have a feeling we may disagree on this one, so would you like to take the floor again before I take the next one? Because I know we are in a disagreement in the next one.
Oh, okay. I love it. I think, right now we're all locked in together, so let's have some disagreements. I'm going with the Denver Broncos.
Okay, never mind. No disagreement.
I'm going to call something out right now. The Denver Broncos are a sneaky playoff team in the AFC.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row, they just beat the Chargers and the Steelers. They're gaining momentum. They're a hard team to beat at home. In the next 5 games, they play all teams that are out of the playoff race, maybe teams that will be tanking towards the end of the season. They're 5-6 now. So if they win their next 5, they're 10-6. And if they get to that special number of 10 wins, they should make the playoffs. So I got the Broncos beating the Bengals.
Pretty much everything you said. I just like the Broncos better than the Bengals. So we'll go to the Texans and the Browns. Now, this one I know we do disagree on, so I'll start off on my little tangent real quick. Deshaun Watson, 8-game winning streak. Like I said, coming into the draft, I said he should have been drafted number 1. He's a franchise changer. That may be my best locked in to date. I'm a Deshaun Watson guy, Dave. I bet it against him a couple times this year, and he just keeps proving me wrong, but right at the same time, so I absolutely love it. But Baker Mayfield, I just want to take this second because the Locked In community, like the Facebook page Locked In to join the community, seems pretty high on Baker Mayfield. A lot of Cleveland Browns fans, shout out to my guy Jeff. I understand with the Browns being a chaotic organization at times, an unstable front office, you want to hold on to something that is a bright light that shows future and promise. So completely understand why the Cleveland fan base backs Baker Mayfield. He's a legitimate starter in this league. He throws an accurate football. But what I've been saying, Dave, his blessing is his chip on his shoulder and his competitiveness. But I think it is a curse at times as well because I think it hinders his play at times. Being a leader in the locker room, you're a quarterback, you are the leader of the franchise. There's billions of dollars behind you because of the franchise you play for. And I think he needs to mature a tad, and that can hinder him at times. So when I look at these teams, although I think the Browns make a legitimate case to defeat the Texans, I like Deshaun Watson better. I think he's a more mature player at home, the better quarterback. I'm going with the Texans.
Absolutely. They're a 6-point favorite. The Texans should win this game. They've won 8 in a row. One of the hottest teams in the whole NFL. They're healthy. J.J. Watt, Clowney on the defensive line. Watson's looking great. Absolutely. But I do this every 2, 3, 4 weeks, Max. It's the upset pick of the week, month, whatever you want to say. I have a great feeling about the Cleveland Browns this week, upsetting the Texans. And this is why. I'm just not saying it to say it. I have legitimate reasons. 1, the Texans have won 8 games in a row. That's a lot, all right? It's hard to win games and games in a row. So for them to keep on winning, I think that's tough to do in the NFL. So 9 is harder than 8. 2, scheduling. The Texans just played on Monday Night Football, so they have one less day to prepare. Deshaun Watson, coming back from an injury, has one less day to rest to play the Cleveland Browns. 3, a part of the scheduling, they play the Colts next week. So to me, the Texans on Monday Night Football against a rival Tennessee Titans won. Boom. The Colts have won 5 games in a row, and the Texans know it. They're already looking ahead to next weekend. Their big matchup, marquee game against Andrew Luck and the Colts. This game is sandwiched in between. They're overlooking the Browns, who the Browns the last couple of weeks since firing their coach and offensive coordinator and off a bye week, Baker Mayfield's been on fire, accurate, throwing touchdowns, not turning the ball over, giving the ball to the running back, Nick Chubb. Cuzzo, when I'm locked in, I'm locked in. The Cleveland Browns, a 6-point dog, will fly into Houston and upset the 8 in a row Texans winning streak. Browns, lock it in.
They're a 5.5 underdog, and I do want to say this. You make legitimate points, but a couple things. Who did the Browns just play? The Bengals and who?
The Falcons.
2 terrible defenses. I would hope Baker Mayfield is accurate against the 2 worst defenses in the entire National Football League. So I don't really necessarily look at that and say, wow, that's impressive. You should demolish those defenses. Everybody does. Blake Bortles probably does. So my point being is that he just played 2 terrible defenses in the National Football League. And one thing we've been saying this entire time, you don't want to be too high and you don't want to be too low. Yes, the Texans are on an 8-game win streak, but for a rookie quarterback, after all the chaos that you just mentioned, is really high right now. He has Cleveland in his ear saying he is the future. He just won 2 games on a row. And like I said, his blessing and his curse is his chip on his shoulder. And I think he can get emotional, and I think he's really high right now. He has a lot of confidence, which he should, but he's going on the road as well. So with his mini win streak, it may be 2, but to me, the way the fan base is reacting, the way I think he's receiving it, it feels like a 4-game win streak in his mind on the road. That is why I'm going with the Texans. But agree to disagree. Our first disagreement.
All right, sounds good.
Colts and
Oh,
Jags. Jags at home.
got the Colts. I got Andrew Luck. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are one of the worst teams in the league now. The Colts are on fire. Andrew Luck, an MVP candidate. They get it done.
In agreement. Like you just said, the neckbeard wins again. We're going with the Panthers and the Bucks. The Bucks are at home. Who do you have?
All right, Cuzzo, I think we will disagree. I'm going out on the limb. I think the Bucks are going to upset the Panthers. Tampa at home. Jameis Winston back in the driver's seat, quarterback. It's a rival game. Tampa and Carolina, they've battled over a decade. I have the Tampa upset in the Carolina Panthers. How about you?
That's a good one. That's a good call. Yeah, the Panthers are the 3.5 favorite.
Ooh, wait a second. With this long break, I know you picked the Panthers before I
did.
talked.
No, I did.
Did I persuade you?
Yeah, I'm thinking because I do trust your word. The Bucks are at home. That's a good call, Dave. That is a good call. I
just think Carolina doesn't travel well. I think Carolina's a better home team than a road team. And the Bucks' season's over. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston is playing for his job. So what? The Bucks, this is a rival game. So this is their Super Bowl. This is their whole season on the line. If they win this game and they know they put a thorn in Carolina's side, they can go away happy.
Yeah. No, okay, sometimes you have to...
more to the Bucks this Sunday than Carolina.
I completely agree. So sometimes you have to sit back, pat your guy on the back, give him a handshake, and say, you were right, and you persuaded me. I was going to go with Cam Newton and the Panthers, but those are all legitimate points. This is the Super Bowl, quote-unquote, for the Bucks, so especially in a rival game at home. I'll take the Buccaneers as well. You persuaded me, so bravo to you, Dave.
Hey, thank you, sir.
I'm sorry.
Can I talk about persuading you?
Go right ahead.
The next game is the Rams versus the Lions.
Yeah, this is one of my big picks.
I'll let you take it away.
It's not my 100% locked in. If you do go with the Lions, you go with the Lions. Dave, I'm going to go with Jared Goff, Sean McVay on the road. The Lions, I'm not a big fan of the Lions. You've been right with Matt Stafford. You've been right he's at home. I'm not a big fan of Matt Patricia. I'm going with the Rams on the road.
Absolutely. The Rams, this was my second, could be 100% locked in pick. I love the Rams here. I've been off Matt Stafford for 2 years since that awful contract signing, and he's a good quarterback. Hey, I wish maybe he was in Buffalo a couple years ago. But for him to get paid that much money was just really bad to the rest of the organization. It's like in the NBA when you overpay for Otto Porter, that means the Wizards are stuck. You can't do anything else. And it's not like I hate Otto Porter. I don't dislike Matt Stafford. But when you overpay him, that's why they couldn't keep Golden Tate Max. They had to trade off a good free agent wide receiver. So the Rams, they need to keep on winning. One of the best teams in the league. I can't wait to watch them in the postseason. The Rams demolish the Lions.
Okay, now my 100% locked in bet your 401k, the Chiefs at Raiders. I'm going with Patrick Mahomes. They're a 14.5 favorite. I'm going with the Chiefs, Dave.
Yeah, 101% agree. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes keeps this train rolling. They are awesome. Easy pick here, guys. Don't overthink anything. Chiefs win.
All right, we have the Jets, Sam Darnold, our guy, at the Titans at home. The Titans are a 7.5 favorite. Do you want me to take this one, or you got it?
I'll get it. I think the Titans will win. We don't have to go that much into it.
Yep.
The Titans, off of a bad loss on Monday Night Football, they're going to be hungry. This is kind of what they do. They lose one, they win one. And the Jets have a lot of injuries. I think they should almost tank it into next season, get a good draft pick, get some good free agents. Sam Darnold and the Jets will reload next year. But this year, the Titans will get the W.
In agreement. And lastly, the Eagles, Carson Wentz at home against the Redskins, 6.5 favorite. The Redskins have suffered injuries. I think we both had them winning the division, I believe, and now just injuries have kind of it set them back. So I'm going to go with the Eagles at home, better quarterback. Disappointing season so far for the Eagles, so I think this is kind of their last chance to get back on track, get a couple wins in the win column.
Yeah, totally agree. Last week they beat the Giants, and if they beat Washington this week, that'd be 2 divisional games in a row with wins. So that's very important for Philly. And Thursday, we both think Dallas will lose to the Saints. So I think this will energize Philadelphia. They've had a horrible season so far, but they're not out of it yet. The NFC East is just teams merging around and murkying around, especially with Alex Smith and the offensive line injuries for Washington. This division's wide open. The Eagles will win this game. Carson Wentz, Monday Night Football. Can't wait, buddy.
There we go. One of the best locked-in weeks we've ever had. One disagreement so far is only the Browns. Dave has, and I, myself, have the Texans defeating the Browns with Deshaun Watson. Guys, every week we do this. Every single week. So download and subscribe to Locked In on any podcast platforms. Any last words, Dave?
Don't drink and drive.
That's a good one. That is a good one. And like always, stay
locked in.